Hey, good morning. I was wondering something. Have you guys ever heard the expression, it's the first drink that gets you drunk? I remember the first time I heard that, I thought, the first drink? Come on, man. If you can't drink any better than that. According to the Big Book, that first drink sets off the phenomenon of craving. Then all bets are off. See, once I take that first drink, I'm down for the count, man. See, I might not have really wanted that first drink that bad, but for some reason there was a part of me that thought that it was a good idea. It's going to be different this time. This time, I'll be able to handle it. Oh, I'm only going to have a couple. You know, how many times have you done that? Said, oh, I'm just going to have a couple. And wind up drunk. It's happened to me over and over and over again. I don't know what it is. I guess it's the obsession itself that we have with alcohol that gets us obsessed with the idea that somehow, someday, we'll be able to control and enjoy our drinking. Many pursue it into the gates of insanity or death. What does it say? We had to fully concede to our innermost selves that we were alcoholics. See, when Bill talks about insanity, he's talking about the insanity of the first drink. After some period of sobriety, the insanity returns and we take that first drink. Now, the reason that that's insanity is because we know what that's going to do to us. We know that we can't just take that one drink. It just doesn't happen, you know. One drink, I'm uncomfortable with that. I have to keep going. It's because I'm an alcoholic. I have found that once I take that first drink, I want the second drink much more than I wanted the first one. It starts the physical craving. After taking one drink, I have a physical craving for a second one. Now, if I take that second drink, I want the third one way more than I wanted the first or second drink. It just keeps going like that. So no matter how many promises I've made to myself, to my spouse, or to my family, to my, friends, it doesn't matter. I'm going to get drunk. Once the alcoholic takes any alcohol whatsoever into his system, all bets are off. So what that means to me is my best bet is to not pick up the first drink. Now, how do I do that? How do I stay away from the first drink? Well, you'll hear lots of different ways of staying away from the first drink. But let's go back to, it's the first drink that gets us drunk. Makes a little more sense now, doesn't it, when we look at it that way? That first drink is what starts the whole thing going. That's what gets the ball rolling. So, to stay away from the first drink, you guys have heard me talk about this, and I'm sure you've heard other people talk about this as well. If you've been in any kind of recovery program, you've heard about staying away from the first drink. It's very difficult to not do something. If I tell you, don't think about a carrot, well, right away, you're thinking about a carrot. But if I say, think about carrots, okay, that's easy to do. That's easy to think about a carrot. It's hard to not think about a carrot after I'm talking about it. So, in the same respect with the staying away from a drink, we do something else. And that something else is we go to meetings, We read the big book. We talk to other alcoholics. We pray to God. You know, it's an action program. It's a program of action. You know, they say it's a way of life. Yeah, but that way of life includes all kinds of actions. Those actions is what keeps me away from that first drink. If you're anything like me, you might be a tad on the lazy side sometimes. You know, I think everybody is. You don't have to be an alcoholic to have times of laziness. So, what that means is, action is not one of my favorite words. I don't feel like taking action. Well, let me say this. When you're taking the action to save your life, it's not that bad to take that kind of action. It becomes much more important. And because it's a way of life, it's part of my routine. It's part of my daily thing. I get up, that's the first thing I do is I start treating my alcoholism. Whether it's reading something spiritual or praying to God, you know, right away. I don't even need anybody else to do that part. But I do contact another alcoholic. I tend to get to a meeting every day. That's the way my program is. You know, I drank every day. So why not get to a meeting every day, right? You know, I hear people say, oh man, it's raining. I don't think I'm going to go to the meeting. Really? If it was raining, you didn't drink? Of course you did. Hell, that was a reason to drink. It's raining. I'm going to get a bottle. So anyway, the action that's required for me to stay away from that first drink, it sounds like a lot of work and all. It's not. It is not that much to do. You know, it really isn't. So, to wrap this thing up, that first drink is deadly to us alcoholics. The first drink is what starts the physical craving for the second, third, fourth, and so on. I hope that you guys will look into what those actions are that you can take that will prevent the first drink. One of my favorites, and it actually comes right out of the big book, nothing, absolutely nothing, will ensure immunity from drinking as intensive work with another alcoholic. I think working with others is the key. I have several people that I sponsor. I have a sponsor. I have other people that I'm in contact with them. I see them at meetings, and if I don't see them at meetings for more than like 2 or 3 in a row, let me tell you something, they're going to hear from me. Hey, what's up, man? You doing all right? Haven't seen you in a while. You know, and they may be doing other meetings or something, that's fine, but I'm contacting them. I'm taking action. It prevents me from even considering the first drink. I'm too busy to think about taking a drink. Keeping myself in fit spiritual condition. And that's a daily reprieve. It's what we really have is a daily reprieve, and it's contingent upon the maintenance of our spiritual condition. My spiritual condition has to be good. I have to keep that maintained. I have to keep that connection with God. Is that difficult? Not at all. Look where I am. Does this look difficult to you? This is where I come to get my beginnings of my spiritual connection for the day. This isn't difficult at all. In fact, it's very, very enjoyable. So, I hope you guys can stay away from that first drink. Continue on with your sobriety, your recovery, and your spiritual connection. And live happy. joyous and free. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye. According to the Big Book, that first drink sets off the phenomenon. According to the Big Book, that first drink sets off the phenomenon. According to the Big Book, according to the Big Book, that first drink sets off the phenomenon of craving.